along Ondo-Ore Expressway. The accident involved a commercial J5 bus with registration number RBC 393XE Abuja and 18-seater Oma bus with registration number EKY 321XS Lagos. Eyewitnesses said the two vehicles had head-on collision. Getting to the accident spot, the Deputy Governor and his aide rescued the victims trapped in the vehicles. The victims, who are all alive, were taken to the nearest medical center at Igushin, where the Deputy Governor offset their medical bills. Governor Martin executive order on the installation of closed-circuit television, CCTV camera, and emplacement of tight security mechanisms in churches has begun to take effect. While some churches visited by Osrc have installed the device, others are yet to begin plans to procure the equipment. Zaid Aribisala has more.
Part of measures to tighten security, Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu issued an executive order which, among other things, contained the directive on the installation of closed-circuit television CCTV camera in public and private places. Keeping up with that directive, human and vehicular entry into the premises of some Christian worship centers is no longer the same following the June 5 attack in Owo.
Ever since the case at Owo happened, we've been doing that.
Mirror, bomb detectors, among others. The increased consciousness also includes the patrol of police officers to and from various churches, while some are stationed at strategic places within the premises. There are about 3 churches at this location, but the need to secure the environment has led the various religious centers to come together and enter into a joint partnership.
The Bible says that safety is of the Lord. That is number one. But even at that, working part of what is Joint Security Committee, one of the things they do is also to determine the worshippers and determine, okay, this vehicle belongs to members of this church. So in case if there's any stranger, at least they'll be able to monitor to determine, okay, there's an infiltration. So it is in synergy that will be able to do that.
The installation of CCTV is now visible in the premises of some churches, even as administrators confirm that many others have been set up in hidden places which cannot be easily detected.
We believe that one of the things we can do is that, number one, to install CCTV cameras, which we have done, and we have done perfectly. In fact, all our environment, and not only that one, anytime we have service, we make sure that the security men, they are on place. We make sure we secure at least a certain number of armed officers, and at the same time we have also taught our members to be security conscious.
While the process to install the CCTV have not been perfected by some, premium is now placed on setting up security committee.
We are already embarked on having so many processes, like having this CCTV in place. And we have already informed the police people to be patrolling this place to make sure that the members are safe.
Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu's executive order states that the deadline for the installation of CCTV cameras in public and private places will be the 1st of August, after which enforcement will begin. Sahid Aribisala, Osrc News.
No fewer than 23 children and 54 adults were evacuated by men of the Ondo State Police Command from the underground apartment of the Old Bible Believers Church in Valentino area of Ondo Town, Ondo State. Some of the children were camped against the will of their parents with the belief that Jesus will come soon. The church, pastored by one Mr. David Anifowoshe and his assistant Peter Josiah, are already in police custody. Juliet Bona reports that the discovery by the police caused chaos in the ancient town.
An alleged abduction in one of the Pentecostal churches, the Old Bible Believers Church in Valentino area of Ondo City in Ondo State, causing a stir in the hearts of the busy area. The arrest of the two pastors, David Anifowoshe and his assistant, Peter Josiah, followed persistent complaints from one Mrs. Elizabeth Reuben, whose family members were attendees of the church. Out of the 77 people found in the place are children belonging to the complainant, Mrs. Ruben, who said one of her kids refused writing an examination following a directive from the pastor.
The word we are preaching is not right. It's not according to the word of God. That education is useful on that people should do, that they should do their working, the work they are doing, and they should be preparing for rapture. I told my children that if it's up there, my children refuse. My first son, he wanted to do wife. They disallow him to go and write mass. They disallow him. They said the God says the Lord that God says the Lord that he should not go and do that mass. I praised the boy. I praised him so that he go and do the mass. He refused. He said it is God says the Lord.
22-year-old Priscilla Olorinyomi, a 300-level student of Millennium School of Health, Akure, and a daughter to the complainant, said she had to defer admission to attend the church. Father of Miss Olorinyomi, Mr. Michael Olorinyomi, said his daughter left home since January this year on the instructions of Pastor David Anifowoshi.
300-level student at Millennium College of Health Technology in Akure, when without my consent and without notifying me, to defer her admission, to defer her program. So I now went to the school to ask about her, and they told me my data is no more coming to the school, and they gave me the letter she wrote to defer.
Other members of the church also relayed their experiences. The police public relations officer, Mrs. Fumilayo Odunlami, said 23 children, 54 adults, totaling 77 people, were evacuated. According to the police, the leadership of the church will be charged to courts for abduction or keeping unauthorized asylum, luring and harboring under the pretense of religion.
It was a church. On getting there, the policemen were trying to talk to the pastor in order to invite him over, and the members that were around turned violent and started attacking the policemen that came. However, at the end of the day, we realized that the church had been keeping some of the members in an underground room. They have an underground room in that church. Basically, what we had was that the assistant pastor, which Pastor Josiah, claimed rapture was going to take place by April, but later said it has been changed to September. So he encouraged most of them to stay behind and said they should obey just their parents in the Lord.
The police said the case will be thoroughly investigated and justice served appropriately. Juliet Buna, Osrc News.
Over 10 million new voters have registered in the ongoing continuous voter registration CVR exercise across the country. This is according to the update released by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, on Monday, June the 27th. Zaida Ibisala reports that the figure is destined to rise further as many Nigerians continue to throng registration centers in a bid to become eligible voters come 2023.
For Mrs. Nkechi Adebayo, who last voted in 1993, 2023 general election is an opportunity she does not want to miss, regardless of the challenges attached to getting a permanent voter card.
I voted last now since MKO Abiola, that was 1993. Since then, I have not been voting because of this card issue. So this year, I make up my mind again that I want to vote. So I've registered since February now, and I'm still looking for the card.
Data update from the ongoing continuous voter registration exercise by Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) for the fourth quarter shows that over 10 million Nigerians have registered. Indications that this figure will rise further is evident in the recent turnout of Nigerians to INEC offices. Here at the headquarters of the Commission in Ondo State, the change in narrative means INEC staff are preoccupied with handling myriads of requests by those who hope to vote in 2023. To meet these demands means constant power supply and internet connectivity.
I've been here since morning, around after 7.
Ever since I've been in this world, I've never done anything like PVC because I'm just running for the stretcher, but now I'm happy that I own one.
I never knew they've started. I was thinking that initially they used to come to the street to come and issue it for us. I never knew they were staging it at the INEC headquarters in Akure here in Ondo State. So that is the reason why I kept late.
I lost my previous voter's card. That is why I want to vote, so that my vote will count.
Annex Head of Voter Education and Publicity in Ondo State, Mrs. Olufumike Shegun Oshifeso, said the 11th hour syndrome among Nigerians is responsible for the recent surge.
It is in the character of us Nigerians to come last minute. You know, we have the last minute rushing. When we've been conducting this registration exercise since June last year, and this is another June here, in about a year. There have been instances where we have stayed a whole week and we don't have any registrants coming in to register. Now that we want to end the registration, now there's so much crowd here. But anyway, we are up to the task. We are putting all efforts to make sure that everybody is registered. On the issue of the PVC, we are issuing out the PVCs as well. All the local government offices have the consignment of the PVCs, and anybody that goes there will be able to collect their PVCs.
Supporting INEC in this task are non-governmental organizations who say the advocacy must emphasize the need for voters to turn out on election day.
We take people from their house, bring them to INEC offices, and take them back to their house once they are done with their registration. So what we did is, we reached a consensus with INEC. They gave us 2 IVL machines with their staffs. So the people we mobilize and bring them down to this place, they get them registered.
When some people don't have their PVCs and we are able to get them to INEC office to get their PVCs, that is when we can tell them to come out to vote. It is someone that has a PVC that can vote.
While the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has confirmed that there will be an extension to the June 30th deadline for registration, the actual date for the closure of the window of opportunity for Nigerians still hangs in the balance. But regardless, the people here and many more who will still come are hopeful that they will seize the avenue to register and become voters come 2023. From the headquarters of the Independent National Electoral Commission in Akure, Sahid Aribisala, OSRC News.
A chartered accountant, Mr. Omotayo Omomofe, has been inaugurated as the 28th chairman of the Institute at the Chartered Accountant of Nigeria, Akure District Society. At his inauguration in Akure, the state capital, the new chairman promised to reposition the institute and promote professionalism, among others. The report is put together by Olumide Idowu and presented from our studio.
From heart that we bring the Institute of Chartered Accountants and accounting profession into this restaurant. So help me God.
That was the investiture of Mr. Omotayo Omomofe as the 28th chairman of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, Akure District Society, and other executives of the institute. The event was witnessed by Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, who was represented by Secretary to the State Government, Mrs. Oladunni Odo, top government functionaries, family, friends, and well-wishers. The governor extolled the importance of accountants for the development of Ondo State through dedication to duty.
I strongly advise them, particularly those in the service of Ondo State government, to continue to be diligent, transparent, organized, and useful in all their undertakings.
Chairman of the occasion, Mr. Ayodele Olaiya, encouraged the new executive members to contribute to the growth of the profession.
ICA members are making considerable impact on the economy of Nigeria nation by not only producing world-class accountants, but also consistently regulating and enhancing ethical standard and technical competence of accounting profession in the public interest.
In his keynote address titled Building Resilient Subnational Economy Through Effective Public Financial Management System, the State Commissioner for Finance, Wale Akinteriwa, gave 6-point recommendations for effective public financial management to thrive.
Governments can't delay on implementing e-governance any longer. It is no more a buzzword. The era when we used to talk about e-governance as if it's coming or it will come is no longer the reality. The reality now is that e-governance is today, and it is also developing at a very fast rate. New dimensions and innovations is coming into it.
The new chairman, Mr. Omotayo Omomufe, thanked members of the institute for the opportunity and promised to provide quality leadership.
I've served in different capacities over the years, but I make, by the grace of God, another solemn commitment to serve in a different way with a new capacity and drive on another level.
High points of the occasion was the presentation of awards to some distinguished personalities. The executive members are expected to serve for a period of 1 year.
And now to sports, the management of Ondo State Football Agency has expressed its readiness to secure corporate sponsorships for both the Sunshine Stars and Sunshine Queens football clubs as a way to further reposition the clubs. The chairman of interim committee of the agency and deputy governor of Ondo State, Lucky Aiyedatiwa, stated this during the unveiling of next season's jerseys for the two clubs. Our reporter Abiodun Adewale completes the story.
With an existence of over 2 decades each, Sunshine Stars and Sunshine Queens football clubs of Ondo State have recorded enviable achievements in Nigerian club football. In recent years, the clubs have received further boost from the state government, and it keeps getting better with the unveiling of new jersey for the clubs ahead of the 2022-2023 season, an event that attracted eminent personalities from within and outside the state. After setting the tone for the event with a special documentary on both teams, the moment everyone waited for finally arrived. 12 of the dignitaries at the gathering were presented customized home and away replicas, while some of the players modeled the kits to the delight of guests. The general manager of both clubs, Akin Akimbobola, commended the state government for providing the enabling environment for the teams to operate, stressing that the ambitions of Sunshine Stars and Sunshine Queens will remain high.
And this is just the beginning, and that's why you can see the caliber of invitees. To capture cross segments of indigenes and people of Ondo State in such a way that everybody will have a sense that this is our property.
Guests and partners at the event also acknowledged the marketable nature of the two teams as a way of increasing government revenue.
For a state, you can build bridges and do roads and all that, but the youths are more, you populate their legitimacy by sport.
We're going to be partnering with Ondo State government on. We're going to be harvesting a lot of talent here to sell to European clubs and to generate money for Ondo State people.
These are the kind of avenues the government is doing. Of course, we know this is Arakon's government. He knows what to do. He knows how to tap into private brains, private resources to bring money into Ondo State.
Chairman of the interim committee of the agency and deputy governor of Ondo State, Lucky Aiyedatiwa, who also represented Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu at the event, said the state government will leverage on available avenues to make the teams attractive brands.
Sunshine Stars and Sunshine Queen football clubs are now being kitted by Future Horizon Company, and we are posed to collaborate with other private interests to get official corporate brand sponsors.
With the current season already winding down, the management and guests departed the event with a flair of fruitful partnership ahead of the next campaign. Abiodun Adewale, Osrc News.
In the same vein, the Ondo State Football Association has unveiled Bet Nigeria, the official sponsor of the State Football League. As the official launch in Accra, Ondo State Deputy Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa said the remarkable development will further complement the efforts of the Oluwarotimi Akeredelu's government in taking sport to the next level. The report.
Describing the sponsorship deal as historic, Chairman Ondo State Football Association, Dele Ajayi, said the brand has indigenous and nationalist fervor. Otumba Dele Ajayi called on the state's legislature and executive arms of government to include Ondo State Football Association in its future annual budget.
We are having a befitting sponsor for our state league. There are lots of prizes to be won. Also, participants, stakeholders, clubs want to appreciate our sponsor. They have done well, and we will never disappoint them.
Also speaking at the event, chairman of Bet Nigeria Ondo State Football League, Yomi Seriki, expressed the air of expectancy that the brand will sell the state's soccer to the world.
Teams will be divided to groups, and then the league will commence in earnest. At the end of the first stage, the winner and the runner from each group will converge in Akure for the grand finale. It is from the engagement between the teams that come to Akure that the state champion will finally emerge. The leagues will be run and managed according to the statute of FIFA.
Earlier, the state deputy governor, Lucky Ayedatiwa, unveiled the logo of Bet Nigeria Ondo State Football League. Represented by the Director General of Sunshine Stars Football Club, Akin Akinbobola, the Deputy Governor restated the commitment of Ondo State Government for football development, calling for concerted effort to discover more talents at the grassroots.
These talents, these skills are already deposited in these young boys and girls, and it only needs for an institution to galvanize it and hit it from the back so that it can propel forward. Mr. Chairman, you're just establishing a league. But this is a grassroots league. This is the beginning.
Chairman Ondo State House Committee on Sports, Olugbenga Omole, tasked the state FA to sustain the tempo of its success story.
We saw how it goes in development. We know it's private driven. But here, let us take it to that level. And we can only take it to that level if the government gives the support. And then I can assure you, no matter how small, there will be budgetary provision for it in 2023 budget.
This is the first time in the 46-year history of Ondo State FA that a corporate organization at the national level has struck a deal to sponsor the State Football League. Omoremi Ogumola, OSRC News.
And that's it on Sunshine Report. Thanks for watching. Good afternoon.